They said
if I got drunk,
What if I did coke?
I'd be one of the guys.
They said meth would help me get through my exams.
They said synthetic drugs would give me a safe high.
They said sniffing glue was no big deal.
Totally safe.
I could party all night.
They said drugs would make you cool.
Would be fun. They said heroin would be the best high I ever had.
It would help me forget my problems.
He said he'd love me forever if I smoked crack with him.
They said I wouldn't get hooked after the first hit.
They said that Ritalin would help me focus.
They said weed wouldn't lead to harder drugs.
They lied.
They lied.
They lied.
They lied.
He lied.
Find out the truth about drugs.
Drugfreeworld.org.
Drugfreeworld.org.
Nearly half of all public school children in the United States have tried drugs or alcohol by the time they're 13 years old.
A third of teens have gone to house parties where there was alcohol, pot, cocaine, ecstasy, or prescription drugs. Over half of kids say it would be easy for them to get pot if they wanted some. 7 out of 10 teenagers have been offered an illegal drug.
2 out of 3 children who abuse prescription drugs get them from friends and relatives.
9 out of 10 students have classmates who use drugs or drink alcohol during school hours while on or near campus.
Teenagers whose parents talk to them about drugs are 42% less likely to use drugs.
Get your kids the truth about drugs. Drugfreeworld.org.
Truth about drugs, they give you the information, and you actually see people who went through it and struggled. Teenagers are so emotionally detached from, hey, don't do drugs, and that's all we get told. But when I watched Truth About Drugs, you get emotionally attached to it, and you're like, now these statistics matter to me.
And I liked how they had people on there saying that, oh, this is what it did to me and how it's made and where it comes from. Because usually kids are just blowing things off when teachers are saying it because they're like, oh, I've already heard this before, but that video really kind of struck me.
The thing that I learned the most was the effects it has on you, especially long-term, like LSD. If you take it once and it completely changes life, you think you know about drugs, but there's more to learn about them.
I learned about painkillers, how addictive they can be. My uncle just became physically addicted, and he did die of a painkiller addiction, and he didn't even realize it really. In his eyes, he was really doing an okay thing because it was given to him. He didn't know what he was taking.
I have 3 brothers that have been addicted to drugs, and from methamphetamines to cocaine to alcohol to everything else, and I know what it's done to them. So what really got me interested in it is I saw the Truth About Drugs, and we've had the Truth About Drug materials out. If we can give a little back, then that's what we should do.
Finding out the different type of drugs, because they have so many different names, I wasn't even aware of that part. I think everyone needs to see it. I've shown it to my grandkids already to be able to understand it's not a good thing for you to do.
I got into drugs and gangs and just took all the wrong roads, which led my life in a downward spiral. I did want to stop using, but I couldn't figure out how. So upon research, that's how I found Drug Free World. And then, reading through the booklets, they're very self-explanatory and very informative. I knew I was never going to look back because I was a lot more educated on drugs.
It's reality. You cannot deny that stuff is true. Well, I'm telling you that I've lived the pamphlet. I have lived these things. It's just presenting the information, I would love to know what I was getting myself into, what I'm drinking, what I'm eating, what it's gonna do to my body, what it's gonna do to my brain, what it's gonna do to my relationships.
And thought, man, if I would have known this before I started pot, I mean, I heard gateway drug before, but I didn't realize what meth and heroin would do. I really was that ignorant person. Truth about drugs inspires me. It makes me want to go out there and tell everybody, look what I found.
In the presentations that I seen, not only could I identify with, because it was telling my story, my personal story. I'm an ex-con, an ex-gang member, and an ex-drug user. It's self-empowerment rooted in truth.
You hear a lot of talk about drugs these days. At school, in the streets, on the internet, movies, and TV. Some of it's true, and some of it isn't. But how do you know? The fact is, most of what you hear about drugs actually comes from people who make money selling them. Former drug dealers have said they would tell people anything to get them to buy drugs. You need the real facts and the truth about drugs so you can make an informed decision about them. The Foundation for a Drug-Free World offers the Truth About Drugs booklet set for free. Inside are 14 booklets, packed with concise, factual, and current information on each of the most commonly abused drugs and their effects on the mind and body. And they're yours absolutely free. Each booklet contains the latest hard-hitting facts to help you and those you know make an informed decision about drugs and alcohol. There are 2 easy ways to get your free Truth About Drugs booklet set. Have the booklets delivered directly to your home. Free shipping and handling are included. Or go online to download one or all of the 14 booklets instantly. To order or download, visit drugfreeworld.org. If you or someone you know is looking for accurate information about drugs, get armed with the facts. Order your Truth About Drugs booklet set today.